Welcome back to the final day of the Men's World Amateur Team Championship, the Eisenhower Trophy. 36 countries represented in Abu Dhabi, and each one of them has a captain and support team.
On the tee, from South Africa, Christo Lamprecht.
We've seen these guys since they were young. I walked with him when he won the SA Amateur at Humewood, and when he was 16, he was the youngest ever winner of the SA Amateur at that stage. Actually, he was on his bag when he won the East of Ireland a couple of years later at Beltray. So he's an extremely strong player, has been for a long time. And stepping into the States, they've got to learn more things, play different golf courses. So he's come a long way. They're all good thinkers. They think well, they plan their way around the golf course, and they're aggressive and they're strong. So that's huge for us. We had this thing where we try to keep guys as amateurs for longer a few years back, and then we realized we were losing that battle, and I think everybody realizes that. The whole point is to get them to be able to step up and have all the tools when they do. And I think we've come a long way in our Golf RSA squad. I think our results have shown, and we're happy to see the guys kick on. For South African guys, this is the be-all and end-all. They try and make this team for years. They start asking 6 months before, when are we choosing the team? These guys, apparently when they were at the Amateur Championship, two of them were talking. Christian and Christo were kind of almost dead certs, having played last year, and Holton being quite strong back home on our rankings. So they were talking quite a lot about who would be in the team and how interested they were to play. So it's huge for them. Marcy, good save there. Good fight today.
Yeah, the South African team starting the final day inside the top 10 in 6th place, led by that world #1 amateur, Christo Lamprecht, but weren't really in contention to lift the Eisenhower Trophy itself. No doubt, though, who the favourites are after the early stages of the final round in Abu Dhabi, with the USA team finding the birdies required to stretch their advantage at the very top. Back to the action then. Jack Ingham, the 20-year-old from the Netherlands, at the par 3 12th. The Dutch started the day in 6th place. Jack's been having an eventful day. That is 5th birdie, but with an 8 on the card, only a level par for the round.
Hugo Le Goff experienced being amongst the leaders in the first round of the French Open on the DP World Tour a month or so ago. The 15-year-old French teenager having a quieter day compared to Ingham after a drop shot at the 7th, a birdie at the 8th to move back to 1 under.
After birdies in 2 of his first 3 holes, Paul Bovey had been on the par train. And thanks to this lovely bunker shot at the par 3 12th, the French Iowa State University student kept himself with the pars.
After 2 birdies and 2 bogeys on his front 9, Peter Ruby went under par with a birdie at 10. The Czech stayed at 1 under here at 13.
Putt from Ruby. Now, after David Ford, his American teammate, holed out at the 6th, Nick Dunlop not quite able to match his efforts. Wasn't too far away at the very same hole. The US Amateur champion won over for his round, but safe in the knowledge his other teammates were doing the business. As it stands, there seems little doubt the USA are going to medal in these World Amateur Team Championships for the 28th time. Heading down the back 9, they've stretched their overnight lead from 4 shots to 7.
Dunlap here on the par 3 12th, one of the signature holes over the water.
He's putting a nice run together. He's just birdied 9, 10 and 11.
Great control there from a longer shot into the green. Left himself a great birdie chance.
Yeah, for 4 in a row, you wouldn't put it past him.
Absolutely not. Confidence is really flowing at this stage.
Now Michael Mjaseth of Norway, who attends Arizona State, shot a 66 yesterday.
I said this was a long hole, but that was looking from my perspective, Richard, probably only a 8 or a 7 iron for these guys, which is why they're getting so much control into this back pin position.
Yeah, it's a fair enough point. Now here is the star of the front nine, David Ford. Went out in 29, then birdied 10 as well. But first setback came at 11.
Really held off the finish there. Looked like he was trying to hit that ultra low spinner. And too much action on that one, so it just rolls back to the front of the green. Really abbreviated finish there.
Yeah, you mentioned ultra low though, 7 under for the day. That's pretty ultra low too.
Eager here with his second shot into 13, just coming from the edge of the rough.
Yeah, just a little wedge required in.
Wow, still got so much spin on that one. The distance control with the wedges has just been phenomenal.
Yeah, he's only had a couple of pars since the 5th Egger, and I don't think he's going to have a par there at 13. It's the same 3 Norwegians that finished 4th at last year's World Amateur Team Championship. Mjaseth, part of that trio.
Just a touch short of pace there.
Trying to chip this one in. Could putt it from here.
Could do, although looks to be pretty confident with the chip. Can probably get tons of spin on it. And has done. Left it nicely a couple of foot below the hole there.
Yeah, should be his 10th straight par. She'll keep him at 2 under.
Done that with a really good chance for birdie here. Just got to stay positive with the pace. And even though it bumped along the way, still found the centre of the cup.
You start the day with a lead from Team USA. This is, you know, with a little bit of pressure on you, very impressive.
Yeah, they've been utterly relentless, and I think that's now putting the foot down is the way forward. Ultra aggression.
Great save from Le Goff. Great experience for someone so young, 15. How old were you, Becky, when you played in this? Do you remember?
I was a little bit older. I think I was 18 a long time ago, but to be that good at 15 years old, and obviously having played in a DP event as well, is unreal.
Yeah, this American trio as well, all teamed up at the Walker Cup at St Andrews, part of the team that beat GB&I.
Eager looking to capitalise on that nice pitch in here on 13. No problem for him there.
Yeah, 5th birdie of the day, so he's a couple under personally. Well, it's not really seeming in doubt, is it, really? The US trio putting on such an impressive showing in Abu Dhabi. 7 shots ahead of Norway. Now, after those 10 straight pars, the run broken by Paul Bovey at the 14th. Unfortunately, with a bogey, back to 1 under par, but the Frenchman avoided another drop shot with that sand save at 15.
Same hole for his compatriot, youngster Hugo Le Goff. And the same result. All pars on the back 9 for the 15-year-old. France struggling here to make any real headway.
Now, Mats Egger had dropped a shot at the 16th to take the Norwegian back to 1 under. Norway chasing hard for a first ever medal. Every chance crucial. And Egger taking one there at 17. Fighting hard to make some history, the Norwegians.
Gordon Sargent had slipped a little with 3 bogeys in the last 4 holes of the front 9, and it had been all pars for the world number 2 so far on the back 9. Sargent, who was in the USA team that finished 3rd last year, was still on par after only managing another par here at 13.
Well, Nick Dunlap had just birdied the 14th when he tackled the par 3 15th. The University of Alabama student on course for a 4th successive round in the 60s.
His teammate Gordon Sargent hadn't had a birdie since the 3rd hole, but a touch of class from the man who finished as low amateur at this year's US Open. Well, you don't get much more accurate than that. A birdie that could have been an eagle would take the former world number 1 to level par.
Well, it's not a question of whether they'll take gold, but how many they're going to win by for the USA team. The other medal positions, though, less certain. Dropped a shot at 16, did Mjaseth.
Crisp approach shot here into 17. Again, control of the spin there was unbelievable. Left himself a great opportunity for birdie.
Now, Dunlap, who is the US Amateur Champions, got the Masters, the PGA Championship and the Open to look forward to in 2024.
A little bit wide there off the tee, but still the rough not too punishing here, so still have quite good control of this shot into the green. just couldn't quite get the distance control as the wind's picking up here.
First look at the famous 18th hole. We've seen some great action here over the years on the DP World Tour.
Yeah, really exciting finishing hole. I think Ford looks like he's going for this.
Well, given the day he's had, I'm not surprised. And look at that on the green in two. Maybe time, I was going to say, for one more David Ford birdie. You never know, an eagle.
Yeah, it would be a fitting way to finish, and he's rather made mincemeat of this hole that is a lot trickier than he's just made it look.
Well, he has had 7 birdies and an eagle so far today.
Eager going in with wood now as well. Looks like he's trying to cut this one in.
Norway closing in on history. Never won a medal before in team history.
Oh, that's a great shot in there. It's such a difficult shot, but he controlled the trajectory so well. Smiling as he'll have a great chance for eagle there.
Absolutely. Back to 17, this 460-yard par 4. Lengthy one for Dunlap.
Just looking to get the pace right here. Superb putt from the front of the green there. Nice to have tap-in pars.
Yeah, Dunlap. Ford coming to the fore today. Sargent has been so impressive at times this week as well. Everyone in the USA team giving them this great advantage.
Eager looking to capitalise on that great shot into the 18th green with the eagle putt here. On its way nicely and just breaking away from the hole there as it lost its pace.
Yep. So it should be a birdie for Eiger, and this would be a big birdie for Norway's course if Mjaseth can hold it.
Good read there. Slippery one down the slope, and the fist pump tells you that meant a lot to him.
Yeah, it means a lot to the team. Now, as with this is for a round of 63.
And this is not a 63 golf course. There is low scoring, but if he rolls this one in, just missed on the high side. Amazing round still, Richard.
Yeah, and the foundation, that incredible start, the hole out at 6, followed by followed those 4 birdies in a row. Double bogey at 17, unfortunately for Bovey. 1 over as a result.
Looking to tidy up for par here on 18. And so he'd be disappointed with that finish.
Yeah, 73. His 2 teammates, though, Aman and Le Goff, heading for something better. Remember, it's the best 2 scores from the trio that count to the overall team.
Tidy up here for Ford at 18. No problem for an unbelievable day. Really showing his class here.
It's the second lowest individual round in World Amateur Team Championship history. 64. Fantastic from Ford, and a closing 70 from Eiger. Well played from all 3 players. Well, no doubt the US can enjoy the walk. 10 shots clear. Last year's champions Italy finishing at 23 under alongside New Zealand. Nothing more Australia can do there. 25 under par total.
Sargent going in with iron here as well, so they're absolutely ripping some tee shots down this 18th hole. He's trying to cut this one in also.
He was having a sluggish day, but he's actually birdied 5 of his last 9 holes.
Yeah, it probably felt like he was falling behind a little bit, given the 10-shot lead. You've got to be on the ball to be part of this team. Yeah,
given what Ford and Dunlap have been up to. Not actually needed today, Sargent, but he knows he and his teammates will be getting their hands on that very shortly. But Becky, it'd be nice if he could finish in style.
Yeah, great chance for eagle here after a fantastic approach in. Sending this one out to the right of the hole and just stayed out there.
Not to be, but it will be a birdie, and a really strong finish to his day after what had been a slow start. But lots for Team USA to celebrate in Abu Dhabi this afternoon. As dominant a performance as you can imagine. The USA, and Sargent now smiling, are the World Amateur Team Champions, and in some style. They've blown the opposition away in Abu Dhabi for a record 16th time. 11 shots the victory margin in the end for the USA, the largest winning margin since Australia's 19-stroke win in 2016. After 4 days of fantastic golf, the closing ceremony bringing an end to a week of memories that will last a lifetime. Abu Dhabi and the UAE, the perfect host for the Eisenhower Trophy.
Such a great event to have in the UAE. I think it will change the future of golf in the region. It's not just about hosting it, it's about as we're learning from it. We did our best to bring it to the best standard, but also we learned a lot about organizing such big events and the importance of having such thing and having a team that really can compete in the future. I'd like everybody who visit the UAE to really feel the hospitality, feel what the UAE has to offer, and a great event made the best team win, of course. And some of those players today who won, I'm sure they'll be playing in some tours. They'll be playing in the UAE since UAE hosts lots of the big events in golf. We'll have some great players coming out of this Eisenhower men, and then we are bringing back the LAT to the UAE. So I'll be seeing some of those ladies in the future playing in the LAT, inshallah.
Well, congratulations to Team USA until they meet again in Singapore in 2025 at Tenamara Country Club.